When you automate as much as your life as possible, you can spend your effort on the task machines cannot do yet. Each habit that we hand over to the authority to to the to the authority to the authority of technology frees up time and energy to pour into the next stage of growth growth. As mathematician and philosopher Alfred North Whitehead wrote, civilization advances by extending the number of operations we can perform without thinking about them. Of course, the power of technology can work against us as well. Binge watching becomes a habit because you have to put more effort into stop looking at the screen than to continue doing so. Instead of pressing button to advance to the next episode, Netflix or YouTube will autoplay it for you. All you have to do is keep your eyes open. Technology creates a level of convenience that enables you to act on your smallest whims and desires. At the merest suggestion of hunger, you can have food delivered to your door. At the slightest hint of boredom, you can get lost in the vast expanse of social media. When the effort required to act on your desires becomes effectively zero, you can find yourself slipping into whatever impulse arises at the moment. The downside of automation is that we can find ourselves jumping from easy tasks without making time for more difficult but ultimately more rewarding work. I often find myself gravitating towards social media during my downtime, during any downtime. If I feel bored for just a fraction of a second, I reach for my phone. It's easy to write off these minor distractions as just taking a break, but over time, they can accumulate into a serious issue. The constant tug of just one more minute can prevent me from doing anything of consequence. From doing anything of consequence. I'm not the only one. The average person spends over 2 hours per day on social media. What could you do with an extra 600 hours per year? During the year I was writing this book, I experimented with a new time management strategy. Every Monday, my assistant would reset the passwords on all my social media accounts, which logged me out on each device. All week I worked without distraction. On Friday, she would send me the new passwords. I had the entire weekend to enjoy the so I had the entire weekend to enjoy what social media had to offer until Monday morning when we would do it again. If we don't have an assistant, team up with a friend or a family member and reset each other's passwords each week. One of the biggest surprises was how quickly I adapted. Within the first week of locking myself out of social media, I realized that I didn't need to check it nearly as often as I had been, and I certainly didn't need it each day. It had it had simply been so easy that it had become the default. Once my bad habit became impossible, I discovered that I did actually have the motivation to work on more meaningful tasks. After I removed the mental candy, After I removed the mental candy from my environment, it became much easier to eat the healthy stuff. After I removed the mental candy from my environment, it became much easier to eat the healthy stuff. When working in your favor, automation can make your good habits inevitable and your bad habits impossible. It is the ultimate way to lock in future behavior rather than relying on willpower in the moment. By utilizing commitment devices, strategic one-time decisions and technology, you can create an environment of inevitably a space where good habits are not just an outcome you hope for, but an outcome that is virtually guaranteed. When working in your favor, automation can make your good habits inevitable and your bad habits impossible. It is the ultimate way to lacking future behavior rather than relying on willpower in the moment. By utilizing commitment devices, strategic one-time decisions and technology, you can create an environment of inevitably a space where good habits are not just an outcome you hope for, but an outcome that is virtually guaranteed. Okay, chapter summary. The inversion of the third law of behavior change is make it difficult. A commitment device is a choice you make in the present that locks in better behavior in the future. The ultimate way to lock in future behavior is to automate your habits. One-time choices like buying a better mattress or enrolling in an automatic savings plan are single actions that automate your future habits and deliver increasing returns over time. Using technology to automate your habits is the most reliable and effective way to guarantee the right behavior.